Hey guys, for those of you who like more firm brushes, we're going to do that again today. Used this one yesterday. The knot here is the Finest Badger brush from Stirling soaps. It's the brush that's at the $30 price point. I extracted it from Stirling's handle, put it in this CrvShv handle, which I like the ergonomics on a little more. I've had that soaking for 10 or 15 minutes. He holds a lot of water, and so that's good with the Slurry Lather method. But last time I used it, yesterday or whatever, it brought too much water to the same soap that we're using again today, 1776 from Holy Cow. It's the vegan base. See the little icon right there. And it's nice scented soap. I don't think it really matches with a patriotic theme. It's just kind of green and fresh and kind of thing. But it's nice, you know. History 101 is from summer break. I happen to have the bar of soap right here, and it smells like revolution. You know, leather and gunpowder and things like that. But this doesn't seem to be really linked to much. It's just a nice scent. But the performance has been very good. I've used it a couple times now, and we're going to use it again. The Nacet blade, I think the count here is correct. 538 is going to be the number of today's shave, if this is correct. The description of the video will have the accurate date if I'm wrong. The Nacet blade here is still in from last time. I'm going to show you the markings on that. Yeah, we still got the little contortion, you know, bend in the blade right there in that corner from a while back. As a reminder, I'm going to send this blade off, and once I get to like 550 uses or something like that, and because I've used it all on one side of the blade for that whole time except for one mistake. And so I'm really curious as to what the edge geometry might look like. Or is it more like this? Is it squared off because of so many uses? It really could be. You know what I'm going to do right now? I am going to put a little bit of water on my face, but I'm going to do kind of a face wash using a shaving product that I never even heard of it before. But one of the cool things about buying a lot, like an eBay lot, you know, a lot of shaving stuff, used shaving products on like the Reddit Shave Bazaar or something like that. People put together a whole box because they may not want to ship things out individually and go through that hassle. So sometimes you can get a really good deal if you keep your eyes open on that. And Barbedeaux, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, they're definitely going for a kind of a vintage look, and I do like that part of it. This is the shave foam. Does that look like a shaving product you're familiar with? No, it's not a shaving soap, and of course it doesn't have any tallow in there. It looks more like you know, water and dish soap. At least it's what it looks like. We'll do a wash with it now. Moisturizing razor bump therapy aftershave lotion. Now, you'll definitely find on their website, Barbedeaux.com, you'll find them touting their products like crazy and posting great reviews on it, of course, because that's what companies do. I'm a little skeptical. They don't tell you anything about the company on the website. I did see some posts on like Reddit Wicked Edge or like the Shave Den about it back in like 2018. So they have been around for at least that long, it seems. I mean, their website's still active, so I guess they're still active, right? I don't think I'm going to use the aftershave today. Razor bumps is kind of what this says it's great for. And it's got some seemingly good things like sunflower oil and argan nut oil, avocado oil, things like that. But the comments were, it hits you really hard with all the alcohol. And so if you really have problem with razor bumps and stuff, most of the time the problem needs to be addressed prior to that aftershave point to get you shaving better, having a better technique with your razor and blade. Maybe you're using a junk razor from a cheap place that just isn't a good value or something like that. Anyway, there are plenty of alcohol splashes around, and there are plenty of ones that, there are some basic that have alcohol and then the scent only. This doesn't seem to be that. Somebody did say it has a very light citrus scent, very light. But I'm a little skeptical about the company. They tried to sell you a kit with a safety razor that looks like the normal DE89 type head. And that usually causes, at least the price there is about $25. They do say that it's chrome plated, at least they're telling you that. The handle looks nice in appearance, but guess what? It's polished chrome plated, and it starts wide at the top and it goes quite long and it gets narrower and there's no texture on it. That's like the worst shape ever for a razor, because it's so polished. You've got a soapy operation going here with shaving. I could see that easily slipping out of somebody's hand. So the design, it looks great, an attractive design, at least to me, but functionally I think it'd be quite poor. Troublesome, problematic. Those are words that come to mind. Oh, and of course today's blade, the Nacet, is in the timeless 68 gap open comb stainless steel razor. They claim that the handle of the Barbedeaux razor is brass and then plated in chrome, and that may be true, but I'm guessing that the head is, which they don't mention anything specifically about, is probably just that Chinese Bailey, you know, kind of thing from AliExpress or something like that. And it's just been put, they've etched the Barbedeaux logo on the top of it. And so at least they're not trying to charge you Vikings blade prices, premium prices for that razor. I think their sale cost was maybe $20, but the regular cost was $25 or $28. And so that's not a big markup. And so at least I was glad to see that. On the foam here, let's go ahead and do our pre-wash with the foam, just to maybe see how it makes my skin feel. I'll let the water on my face kind of dry out, because we can get a sense. It says to just apply generously to your hands, and then put that on your beard. And it says for best results, use the Barbedeaux razor and Barbedeaux branded blades. And that's what starts making me think that they're more about selling their products and less about honesty to the customer, because we all know that blades are very subjective and you never know which one's going to be best for you, and the razor, and especially for best results, use this DE89 clone from China. You know, I mean, you can't blame them for wanting to sell their product, you know, and for writing on their website about that. You can't blame them at all. But then you also have to then understand that they're going to be selling their product and maybe not tell you the best information for you as a shaver. Okay, so what I put on my face, I do feel slickness. It's almost a thick kind of slickness, like you put too much dish detergent on your hands. I'm encouraged by that. Obviously, what they're going for here is maybe more of there's a lot of glycol ingredients in the shave foam. And so it's not going to be natural as what you'll get from the soap I'm going to use, or Stirling or Barrister & Man or any of that. But right now we're just kind of using this as a face wash. Kind of feels like there might be some drag on the razor because of this, like putting on a shave oil instead of a really slick soap, relying on the emulsion of the soap and the water. Let's see how my hands feel after I kind of rinse it off. Yeah, it's leaving behind a little bit on my hands. Let me go ahead and now get this off my face. So I did a good bit of rinsing here, And it definitely leaves behind something on your face, and I can feel it still on my fingers. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Does the foam have anything that I, in my limited knowledge, know is good, or is this just kind of glycol on my face? No, I don't think so. The first ingredient is water, then sodium lauryl sarcosinate, cetyl butadiene next, polysorbate 60, then glycerin. Okay, could be glycerin, right? Butylene glycol. But that's interesting that those other things I said before glycerin actually occur in a greater quantity because of the order listed than even the glycerin. Citrus sinensis, which is sweet orange oil. Aloe leaf juice. Okay, there's some good stuff for you. Caprylyl glycol, hexylene glycol, phenolphthalein, alanine. That one I've heard in various other shaving products, so I think that one's widely used. Yeah, I still feel this. I don't like that. Feels like I had this slick coating on my hands that I can't wash off. All right. So we'll use this for a shave sometime, just for the purposes of putting that out there on the internet. They definitely seem to be trying to market themselves and posting good reviews and stuff like that in various places. But let's try it out, but later. Also, if you want something moisturizing, really moisturizing, then don't make it be alcohol based. Get a balm. That's really, truly moisturizing. All right, let's take this brush and go right for the soap. Repeat of yesterday's procedure, with the exception of if the froth that is flowing over is too thin, I'm going to keep going, because that's what happened. I ran out of soap last time. And so I want to have a little bit of thicker froth, and I think I had that thin froth at first because this knot just holds a lot of water. So I have already shaken out more than I shook out before. And then let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's probably more than I needed. But I just wanted to make sure, since I kind of shorted myself last time, I wanted to really make sure this time. I'm going to use kind of the excess overflow here. And then a little washing of the side of the tub. My hands feel slippery from that Barbedeaux foam. I may, even if it turns out to be a nice foam that gives me a good shave, I might avoid using it because you're applying it with your hands, and so for the whole shave, now your hands have this, slippery stuff on them. All right, we should have plenty of soap to do the job. Having been soaked, this Finest Badger brush has tips that are as soft as they're going to get for this shave, probably. So that's good, especially in the beginning. We're just using the tips because we don't want to use up all the water that's in the brush. Okay. That's pretty good. That's definitely better than before. You can see some of that water coming out the base of the knot. All right, so I think, oh, you see, I still feel that. I keep wiping on the back of my shirt to get that stuff off my hands. I'm glad that this razor has some nice knurling. I'm not going to drop this one. So, so the Barbedeaux shave foam there puts glycol or, glycerin or whatever on your hands. And then they give you a super slippery razor to use it with. So that's kind of funny. couple days growth we have on here, but I believe just 2 days, so it is tugging. But when the blade is this old, that's kind of what you have to expect. But it'll only do that in the first pass. All right, a little splash of water. Now, of course, the feel of the face and the shave today can't be evaluated independently in terms of this brush or the soap, because I did introduce a different chemical process via that Barbedeaux stuff. But we're just looking at it in terms of the slurry lather here. Put on the second pass, and with more agitation now, hopefully, it'll be a little bit less of a slurry than the first pass. It is not coming together as easily as with other brushes. However, this is still pretty wet, and it'll be very slick. Yeah, that's terrific. Oh, that nasty stuff on my hands. Makes trying to turn the knob on the sink, and it's just all still on my hands. Now much more comfy shave with this, since the kind of excess was taken off. So even though I loaded for quite a while, you know, this knot is behaving a little different than most of the other knots that I've tried the Slurry Lather method with. I usually have a little bit more on my face at this point. Is it because the fibers are so dense, there's less room in the, you know, in the knot for the slurry and the water and all that stuff? Face still feels good. Third pass. See what's on the brush right now. We can press more firmly if we want to, you know, make sure we get all the water out of the brush. And I don't think there's any more water left in there. What I'm going to do is put a little of my soak water in my bowl there that was catching everything. Just dab my brush in it, and let's just see what the brush is able to do with that. So that's interesting. I mean, that was a lot of loading, right? So this guy is just not... I mean, this is definitely shaveable. It's very slick. So in terms of the practical aspect of the shave, it's good. It's fine. But in terms of that third pass being more luxurious, like I've seen with just so many soap bases, this is lacking. Now, is it the brush? This is a vegan soap. Not all vegan soaps are as high performance. Oh, that's right. You know what? With I think it's the tallow version of Holy Cow, I have to use about twice as much product as other soaps. Okay, that could be coming into play. Comfy shave. A little splash of water. So, we want to kind of reinvigorate our, let's do a fourth pass. A little swirl in the soap. I dabbed the brush in a little bit of water. And because of the slurry aspect of having a lot of water in the brush that I dabbed, and what I get right now is something very shaveable that I don't have to try to keep adding water to or something like that. Now, of course, that Barbedeaux shavy stuff, the glycol or whatever, that I put on at the beginning, that could be affecting my lather here. Could be killing the lather, so I don't guess I should, you know, draw any definite conclusions. So fourth pass here, nice and comfy. Just going to clean up some stray hairs. Slight up angle to help be more efficient, since it's an old blade. Hair turns in a weird way right there, so this awkward looking stroke is necessary. With an old blade. A younger blade handles those hairs in that direction without me having to do that weird stroke. All right, very good. So that's a comfy shave, slick lather. I did have to re-dab back into the soap tub there. And inconclusive, I guess. By reusing this brush with the soap again, it's still kind of a question mark about this knot. But it's because we introduced two variables at once. We've got this soap and we've got this brush. So is it the soap's fault? Is it the brush's fault? That slurry lather is not quite as luxurious on that third pass. So what we can do, change one of those options. Switch to a different brush that has been proven before to work well, or switch to a different soap that is proven to work well. So I'll likely do that for the next shave. Give my face a good rinse now. I wasn't going to use the aftershave, and this is, 6.4 fluid ounces. This is a good bit of product, and so it might be a good buy for the money if it works. I just can't help it. I had some other stuff I was going to use, but I've been talking about this, so let's try this out. We discovered that it did have some good skin food in it. Oh yeah, very medicinal, strong. Why would you bother with this? Oh, there are just so many other alternatives to shaving products that have a better smell. That harsh alcohol is just not there, at least in this strength. And they also have skin food, and this is lightly scented with orange, I think. It's very lightly scented, so the alcohol is just overwhelming. The alcohol scent is almost gone now, so at least it's quick. At least it evaporates quick. But I think if moisturizing is really your goal, then an alcohol product like this is not going to be your best solution. Go with a balm or a witch hazel aloe type toner like Thayer's, or go with the Lucky Tiger, and the Lucky Tiger's got a much better orange scent if that's what you're in for, without the alcohol, because alcohol is so drying. So it's almost like slapping somebody in the face and then giving them a cold pack for their wounded face. You can't. Anyway. So yeah, the burn is gone. It definitely. And all the other ones, the alcohol splashes from Stirling, they've got some good skin food in them. Do I have any of those around? Yeah, I do, right here. City Slicker. It's alcohol-based. Witch hazel, aloe, glycerin, and I don't know what Hydrovance is. It also has the fragrance oil and, of course, the denatured alcohol. And I like this a whole lot better. It's got more of an alcohol burn in terms of the feel, but this has that stanky scent. I mean, why tolerate that when you've got something like Stirling available? Don't like it. Now, if you were to look at this on their website, 100 milliliters versus almost 200 milliliters. So could this be a cost savings for a person who's not focused on scent? Okay, you can't be focused on scent and use this stuff because it is not really scented. It does have a tiny bit in there, but basically it's unscented. And so if you don't want a scent, then maybe this might be a good deal if you were to double this in price and have it be more than this. And you don't mind dealing with that stanky, I mean, yeah, it's Stirling and stuff, those guys don't have that rubbing alcohol scent. You feel like an alcohol burn, but you don't smell like you've just opened up a jar of rubbing alcohol and splashed it all over the bathroom. But this one you do. It is brief, but you do. Anyway, so, you know, maybe from a price perspective, okay, so it's maybe not a total dud for some people. Not if you want a scent, though. And then some people, I did find a few people to comment on it. You know, there are definitely going to be some posts out there that say, I started using this for 3 months and my skin feels so much better. Honestly, I can't really see it being too much better than even Stirling, because it's basically got the same ingredients. But then, of course, if you do something like Barrister and Man, you've got a better skin food for that, and you've got scent. You've got great scent, and you don't have that bottle of rubbing alcohol smell at all. It's probably pricier, but yeah. Why end a shave that way is something that comes to mind right away. You've just purchased a soap that maybe you like the scent of, you know. For example, this guy. You have maybe even used a pre-shave product that has a scent or something like that, you know. You're making those kind of choices, and then you assault your nose with this nasty scent. You know, I don't really see a place in it myself. That's my first impression. I don't think it's going to offer anything that that Lucky Tiger offers, for instance. This gives you all the benefit, I believe, of this guy, but no alcohol, so no drying of your face and none of that horrible smell. And then you've got other products like the Thayer's Witch Hazel and things like that, of course, that are going to be other alternatives, non-alcohol alternatives as well. Some of the Thayer's has alcohol, but it's very minimal, and other Thayer's is non-alcohol, so you can choose. So why have all that nice smell only to sucker punch your nose at the end with that? That's kind of a point. And then obviously you can whip out a cologne then to try to reset your nose. I've got some Pomona right here from Southern Witchcrafts. I feel like combating the nasty smell of the Barbedeaux and the memory of that nasty smell, because the alcohol smell is gone now, with some kind of wine and apples. So interesting. I like that one. And it seems to be a pretty good value too, and it lasts a long time. I've been happy with how long the scent lasts on my wrists. Okay, very good. So first sample impression of the shave foam and the aftershave splash. Not all that positive for the Barbedeaux stuff, at least from my perspective. So there we go. We'll try again with the brush, with another soap at some point, or we'll switch out the switch out the brush to try the Holy Cow here, to see about it being a good Slurry Lather soap. I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.